I mean, you've been here for a lot of these fights.
Yeah.
We've talked about them. Some of these members, men and women, they don't want to support anything at all.
Yeah, the message for Johnson that's going to work best is teamwork. And it's the message that's coming out of Donald Trump. He supports Johnson because he trusts Johnson and thinks Johnson's going to support his agenda. But more than anything, a path to nowhere here is to just fight amongst yourselves. And when you have a divided conference like this and you have a closely divided chamber, there is only one way to get things done for the American people, and that's for all the Republicans to stick together. And we saw some division on this at the end of the year, and the Democrats were able to stick together for the most part. Republicans have to learn to stop fighting with each other and listen to their coach in this case, and their coach is Donald Trump, and he obviously wants to hit the ground running. I know Johnson wants to pass legislation between January 3rd, January 20th, so Trump can begin to sign things into law. None of this happens if you have a protracted leadership fight. So the best reason to elect Johnson, he's smart, he's done a good job under difficult circumstances, and more than anything, teamwork here helps Trump, and that's what Republican voters asked for in
Scott's
November.
exactly right, but I go back to 2011. You're exactly right. Early 2011, we just had the Tea Party wave come into Congress, and at a House Republican conference meeting, Raul Labrador, then a freshman from Idaho, stands up and says, "I didn't come here to be a part of any team." Well, good luck getting anything done then. And there are enough members in the House conference who don't want to be a part of any team. They've shown that, or they'll be their little clique of misbehaviors, and that's how they get their influence. That's how they raise money. That's how they get media attention.
And that's how they become famous.
And that's how they become, exactly.
Louisville. Look, what's the over-under on how many Kevin McCarthys that Speaker Johnson's going to have to go through in January in the Speaker vote?
I don't know, but I think it's going to be really interesting if you look at the Senate and what happened with the Secretary of Defense, Department of Defense nomination process, and how Senator Ernst was expressing her concerns about that nominee and how she was quickly welded into submission. I'm curious to see if that'll happen over on the House side.
On the House side, I mean, there's much less cooperation than on the Senate side. Yeah. And I think that when you're talking about a 2-vote margin, it almost feels inevitable that this is not going to be a one ballot and done kind of situation.
There's going to be a Joe Manchin that's going to jump out on the Republican side and is going to get all the
attention. A moderate meaning, or
no, somebody who's going to be against whatever the president is trying to do in order to get attention for himself. Somebody who is, willing to do whatever they need to do in order to be the center of attention, in order to be the person everybody's looking at.
Your definition of a Joe Manchin is different from